So, when it comes to underage sex and teen pregnancy, I want you, the viewer, to tell me what you feel like that. Not feel like that. Feel about that sort of topic in discussion. But like, describe. Why am I messing up? Like, subscribe, ID in the Discovery channel. Yes, ID in the Discovery channel. The links are provided below. Get that Discovery Go app as well as that ID Go app. You might want to get those two things, combine them, make them into one. Notice I didn't stop. I kept going. The flow through air is to move with that. As in, this is real life. Everything doesn't need to be edited out. Some people feel like I gotta edit out everything out. No, you might in fact want to leave that, because even real life people are watching me. So why not make mistakes and mess up sometimes? So underage sex and teen pregnancy, or underage sex / teen pregnancy. One or the two or the three combined, right? Thoughts, if any, on underage sex or teen pregnancy. Things in which would need to be discussed, such as important matters. I'm freezing up. Just bear with me. Important matters as the one I stated. What would need to be included in this? I wrote out some notes because I think and process information fast, right? Some of the stuff that this is off it. Let me pause. What I think will be considered in a discussion like this is if parents have enough money. If a teen was to, say, slip up and get pregnant, that sort of thing happened, but say if it was considered, do you agree, once again, with underage sex? Do you agree with teen pregnancy? Not everybody does, but with me, I said if parents have enough money, if the soon-to-be grandparents have available funds to help with not only child care of the unborn child, but caring for the child as a whole. That's the way that I feel, because I'm open-minded about various things. Not everybody's going to agree with this topic from the gate. Not everybody's going to agree with, say, just underage sex, period. They feel that that sort of thing can pose problems to not only that teen, but the world as a whole, right? Another thing that I said in relation to that, which can be included, is what child care will be available if need be for the teen. Say if the teen has to continue high school or college, you need something there with that. When it comes to issues, because the teen has to finish school. You got responsibilities. Being young, once a child is born, brought into the world, you do want to, in fact, complete education. Not everybody's able to do that, but you want to do what you can, more than likely. So issues, I stated reproductive organ damage is a possibility to someone underage carrying a child. You got fallopian tubes, the uterus. There's all type of birth canal, all that can pose risk to a teenager when trying to carry. Also, miscarriage can be brought into play as well. There's all type of things that can go wrong with somebody underage trying to carry a child. Some teens don't eat properly. Malnourishment can go in with that. Do I agree with underage sex and teen pregnancy? I agree with whatever the parent, that child's parent, agrees with, because they're going to be the one responsible at the end of the day anyways. And if they're not responsible or able to be held liable with anything, is to say, well, then I don't agree. I agree with whoever is able to help maintain that teenager, as well as if there's a miscarriage, or even if there's a giving birth of the teen. Whoever's taking care of that household and situation, I agree with them on that. Basically, I have an open mind. I stated that already. So other things to consider is family structure. Oh, when I said malnourishment, when I said about the teen, if they're not eating properly, once again, that's going to affect the development of the baby as a whole. While the teen is carrying the baby, that can pose issues. The baby can come out and might not even make it out, might be a miscarriage, or be underdeveloped, such as premature, preemie, whatever, right? Or die before delivery or upon delivery, right? So basically, what I'm saying is you want to have the situation together, whether a teen or a grandparent. Yes, with that. So family structure is something else to be considered. How is a family made up? And what is a family made up, such as by who and why? What is a family structure if there's an unborn child being carried through a teen? What is the family structure? What is each of their role in that family structure, and what will be a benefit or detriment to the unborn child or soon to be born child? What role would the family structure have on the baby? These are all my questions. Yes, I make my own questions and answers with that. So, ties. When it comes to ties, any issues of child molestation in or surrounding the family friends that you will want to consider. Is there any issues surrounding the family with that child molestation? How would that affect the baby once it's born? This should be all well thought out even before bringing a baby into the world, whether it's a teen or a full grown live adult, right? Family ties. I'm going much more deeper away from ties and zooming into family ties, one and the same and yet not the same, right? Somewhat, slightly, right? Oh, excuse me. Family ties. Are there any available family ties the teen can turn to if needed to help raise the baby once it's born? Also, when it comes to teens and their parents, right? Sometimes there's miscommunication between teens and parents. Sometimes teens and parents don't get along. So if there's any rescue issue, such as a teen disrespecting the parent in the home and say they get put out the home with the baby or anything else, where can a teen turn to, such as a family tie, close tie, family friend, close family members? Who can a teen turn to and be sheltered in a situation like that? If there's any issue between the teen and their parents, any fights or disagreements, leave me a comment below, dear viewer, what you feel about these questions with that, or if you can think of anything yourself. Teen activities. What is or are the teens' daily activities and why? How does those, or how would those activities affect the baby? How would those activities affect the baby once it's born? These are all, completely focal point, driven all the way in type of questions that even average grown folks don't think and consider. Well, if my teen slip up and have a baby, how would my teen's activities affect an unborn child once it's born, if any, right? Okay, so teens, friendships, and love relationships. Teens have been known to involve themselves in abusive relationships before babies are born and even after. There's been situations, as we know. Those type of situations can have an effect on a baby, whether it's unborn. Some people have been beaten half to death. Some unborn babies have been killed, yes, while still inside their mother's womb, right? What type of abusive situation would what type of situation, yes, abusive, will have on an unborn or born child if the baby was already here in existence, right? So, teen friendships. All these are to be considered in a situation, once again. Teen friendships. Are there good friends or bad influences surrounding the teen, and what are the teen's outlook on life? What type of way will that have an effect on an unborn baby or a baby being brought into the world? What type of effect would a teen's friendships have on a baby over time overall? Because see, sometimes teens, their friends are not the greatest influence. They want to drink and party and have fun, and then the baby gets put on the back burner, or a baby oftentimes is given off to a grandparent to be taken care of, while the teen is going to go run and follow after their friends, which is not good influences to begin with. which is how grandparents oftentimes get stuck with their grandchild or grandchildren. You want to think about stuff. Sometimes it's good to tell stories straightforward, but I'm a type of person that like to analyze stuff, right? Picking stuff apart, traveling around in the mind and brain to make sense of stuff, to even take it upon myself to ask questions as well as clue other information people don't think of. Sometimes you can overlook stuff and not consider, well, let me walk around a teen that is not standing here in visual form and try to think, if a teen was to slip up and get pregnant, what would everything have an effect on the baby? You can't save the baby from everything. The world is not perfect. No human is perfect, and yet you can take preventive measures. So what would a person do to do that type of thing? They would think before and try to plan before to prevent an unplanned pregnancy. And yet, even if one were to occur, we know individuals where pregnancies have in fact occurred. What would you do afterwards? There's all sort of things to fix a situation. You don't really judge. I try not to judge. I try to always make sense, and yet you want to do things to make a situation better and not worse. So leave me a comment in the comment section, dear viewer. Tell me what you think and you feel about topics like this. I'm gonna make more of these as I go, because I like topic and titles. Discovery loves topic and titles. Even if I were not with Discovery, I would still be doing topic and titles, because I always have on social media. That's my thing, topic and titles. And so to be a part of something good, well off and established, is to, yes, do that sort of thing at face. So I think that's all to be said for now. I could have included more, but it probably would have made the video a lot longer, hour and a half, 2 hours long. So I think that's all for now, and I'm going to drop out, and I'm gone.